I'm Dave Spickman. This week I'm looking at this Modulus 5E3 kit that I built. It's a Tweed Deluxe, so a 5E3. It's one of the earliest designs of guitar amplifier. There's lots that you can read about all over the internet about this. I bought this from a company called Modulus, who make kits of guitar amplifiers. And I assembled the kit in my garage at home. What you need really is a soldering iron, a decent meter, screwdriver, a couple of other things like a nut driver maybe, and that's it really. In terms of how easy it is, so a few people have asked me whether it's easy. It isn't easy, but it is doable. I think if you are competent, if you can use a soldering iron pretty well, you can follow a schematic fairly well and a layout. So these are the layouts that you get, and these you can see these on the Modulus website. It's a great website, and these layouts are there, and basically you have to put the components where it says to put them in the layout. And then in terms of once it's up and running, you need to be able to test it with a meter. So that's just feeling competent and confident around working with high voltage. Essentially, it's, you know, it's working with one hand, don't work with two hands. I also built a current limiter with a light bulb. You can see there's a video on Uncle Doug's channel, which is probably the best channel about amp building. Watch the Uncle Doug video. I'll link that here. That's about how to build a current limiter. And I built that, which means that you can safely bring it up and you know that there's no shorts in the amp. If you feel comfortable working around high voltage, then yeah, it's for you. If you don't, then probably don't do it. Or if you do it, get somebody who's competent to be with you when you switch it on. Get somebody competent to look through the circuit and make sure that you haven't completely made a mess of it when you're doing it. Let's have a listen to the amp a little bit more. I mean, this is, you can see what the controls are set to. I'm in the bright channel. It's just around 4. And then I've got, you find with a 5E3 actually that the first volume control affects the sound as well. So this is the bright channel, just around 4. Just going to run the tone back a little bit. And what's interesting is if you, same settings now, I'm not going to touch anything. You can hear it's really responsive, and that's what the Tweed amps are great at. It's unbelievable to play with actually. In terms of setup here with the mics, I've got a 57 and a Sennheiser 421 taped together, and then I've got a Coles further back out, a Coles 4038. It's a fairly standard way of recording guitars for me. This is a setup that I use an awful lot. And it's really good at capturing the sound of what you hear in the room, which is probably the thing that's most difficult about recording guitar amplifiers actually is, I think if you just use close mics, you're never going to get the sound of the amplifier. That's not necessarily a bad thing because you might not want the exact sound of the amplifier, but In this instance, obviously I do. Let's wind this bright channel up a bit then. I'm going to take the volume down on the first channel. I'm just going to wind this up to there, and I'm going to open this tone up. Here it is quite noisy, but it's brutally loud, okay? I'm going to turn the other volume up a bit now, and you see that it actually changes the gain structure a bit. It's actually made it a little bit quieter. You probably won't hear that. Just a touch quieter. Again, I'll show you the touch response. So, like, not touch the controls. I'm not going to touch anything. The tone's down at about, it's just like a little bit down. That's on the neck pickup. I go to the bridge pickup. Okay, cool. Let's go into the normal channel. So, volume all the way down. I'm going to leave the tone where it is. Volume of the second channel is down to 4. It's important to note, actually, it's not that much quieter. It's loud. No matter what setting you put it on, it's loud. Basically, I'll show you actually from 0, there's nothing here, there's nothing here, there's nothing here. And there, around 2, it's whisper quiet. And now it's on, basically, yeah. That's fairly typical. I've been reading about it. I thought it was broke, but I've been reading about it. That's exactly how it's supposed to operate. Really, by the time you get up to around 4, I mean, let's face it, it does get louder, but not loads louder than 4. What it gets is more saturated. So at 4... between the bridge and the middle, sorry, neck middle here. Go to the neck, roll the tone right back. Cool, take the tone down on the amp actually, because then open the guitar up a touch. So it's very usable. I mean, I think that would be a little bit quiet for, you know, I mean, you could play with a pianist and a quiet drummer in a little trio with that. Yeah. So there's a couple of little mods that you can do to the amp as well. And I've been reading on this website, Rob Robinette, I'll put it in the description below. He's got loads and loads of mods that you can do to 5E3s and other amps. In terms of when I was building it, was it very straightforward? It was straightforward enough to follow the schematic. However, I did make a couple of mistakes. And it took me a little bit of time to work out what was wrong with it. But actually, I'm really glad that that happened, because that was the point that I actually learnt the most about guitar amplifiers, was tracing it through the circuit diagram, working out why was it doing that, what was going on. Tapping through the amps, taking voltages, you know, tapping through it with, you can tap through it with a wooden stick essentially to look for dry joints and things like that. And that's all it was just a dry joint. I learned loads doing that. And this has been one of the best learning experiences I've ever had. And I am going to build some more guitar amplifiers. Do let me know in the comments below what sort of amp I think I should make. I'm thinking maybe like a JMP. I know my mate Gaz would be really into that. Hi Gaz. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Mostly to use in my studio here in Middlewich. I've got quite a large collection of guitar amplifiers mounting up, and I want the collection to be bigger. Why wouldn't I, you know? And I'm actually finding it's a really good way of learning things at the moment, because I'm not gigging because of what's going on. I have more time in the evenings than I would usually have, because usually I'm either gigging, or I'm at an open mic night, or I'm at a rehearsal or anything like that. So I've got a little bit more time. So it's been really cool having this little project to do. I've got a little pedal that I'm building at the moment as well. I might do a video about that. If it interests you, just let me know. I'm going to do some videos of reviews. If you're interested in what I'm doing, do subscribe to the channel. That really helped me out, and give the video a like. Yeah, leave me some comments, anything that you want to know about. People have been writing in comments of ideas for video, and that's really helpful. And I will get around to making all these videos. Yeah, let's hear a bit more of the amp though. That's what we're here for. Actually, I might just plug the Les Paul in. Now, I've not actually tried this yet. So yeah, let's check out the Les Paul. So again, I'm in neck pickup, normal channel. These are the settings on the amplifier. Yeah, so the Les Paul's pushing it a lot harder, as you can hear. Neck pickup. Go to the bridge pickup. take the volume up a touch and the tone. Let's go over to the bright channel 8 and see what it sounds like that. Yeah, it's interesting trying it with the Les Paul. Let's wind this up, eh? Let's get the tone on full, eh? Let's see how it... Great. I'm happy with it. That's the main thing. Lovely. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.